Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, this is Shabai from the Denver GMS, and here to go in on through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, go in on Ezekiel 35, okay? And let's go ahead and start at the top. It says, "Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it." All right, and that's what he's doing in this generation, in this age. He's telling his prophets to set our faces against Mount Seir. And when you go into the history, Mount Seir is that's where Esau dwelt, right? Go to Genesis 36 to prove that. Let's see. All right, here we go. Well, let's see here. It's talking about this is, and you go to Genesis 36. It goes into like Esau's generations. You know, the generations of Esau. Goes into his tribes, because Esau also has tribes. All right, but that's on verse 8. It tells you, "Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir." Esau is Edom. All right. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir. See? So when we're reading here in Ezekiel 35, it's talking about Mount Seir, and that's talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So again, we'll start at the top. "Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it." And so that's the same spirit that we have right now. We're prophesying against Esau and Mount Seir, all right? Or Seir, however you want to say that word. It says in verse 3. And I looked it up before. Let me look it up really quick just because I have time. Don't have to go to the plantation today, you know? It's the beauty of your day off. You get to sit here and look up the words a little more, going a little deeper. Let's see here. I've looked it up and I just forgot what it meant. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go in the blue letter because that's going to be what I'm looking for here. Let's see. S-E-I-R. So lucky. Anyway, my phone's not working right. Here we go. We'll go to 14. But that's what we're doing here, you know, just like the prophets of old. We're prophesying against Mount Seir, against the so-called white man, against Edom, because he's the devil according to the Bible. Why would we not prophesy against the devil? See? You know what? Let me just go Genesis 36. I'll go here. Here we go. Alright, got it. It's just my phone moving a little slow. Sometimes it gets froze. So anyway, I'll go back to that when my phone My other phone unfreezes. So let's keep reading. It says, verse 3, and say unto it, and say unto who? And say unto Mount Seir. Thus saith Yahweh the Most High, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. All right, so what are we telling Esau Edom right now? We're telling him Yahweh is against him, and he's going to make Babylon, America, desolate. All right, we know that through the prophecies. This place is going to be desolate. All right. Shit. So we know that Babylon, America, is going to be desolate. And not only that, Esau, this is his kingdom, right? This is Babylon, America. So spiritually, we know Mount Seir is actually America, because this is the place where the Edomite is still ruling and still dwelling, right? Let's go back to Ezekiel 35. So the prophets, there's nothing new under the sun. We are prophesying in the same spirit as Ezekiel was. See? Verse 4. I will lay thy cities waste, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. All right, so reading that's going into what's going to make this place desolate, what's going to make this place burn with fire. I'll show you. Isaiah 57, or wait. (54:17). I'll start at 16. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, has created the waster, right? He's given the countries, the nations, the technology to create a waster. And what is a waster? A waster is a ICBM nuclear missile, an instrument for his work, right? Like we read right here. When you read 16, behold, I've created the smith. All right, and the modern day smith, a smith is a weapon maker. The modern day smith, the ones who make the weapons for the wars now, are the scientists, right? Known as a scientist. So a scientist is a modern day smith, and that's who's the one who's making an instrument, which is called the waster. Yahweh calls it the waster. Why? It's because it's going to waste everything. Those missiles, that's what they do. Do they not waste entire cities, right? Like we just read in verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. He's talking to Isaiah. So Isaiah was one of the elect. So, you have a lot of people who use this verse loosely and they apply it to themselves, but you're not of the elect. If you're pushing a doctrine, calling the Lord God, and calling the Son Yahweh Shai, you calling him Jesus, guess what? Those weapons, those wasters, they're going to prosper on you, because you're pushing a false narrative. You're pushing a false doctrine. It's simple as that. This truth is not hard to explain, hard to decipher, hard to discern, right? Let's go back to so that's that waster. Ezekiel 35:5. Well, read 4 again. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. You see? So there's nothing else on the planet Earth that can waste a whole city but besides those nuclear missiles. So that's why when we're out there prophesying, we're telling you Babylon, America is going to get burnt up by the fire. It's burnt up by the missiles. And we know that. Look at the way the other nations are moving against Babylon right now. There was a time in history when everybody wanted to be in cahoots with Babylon, and if they weren't, usually Babylon would go in there and create some lie to go in and, administer the policies of Babylon, aka America, in these other nations, these other countries. That's why you always had America with so many conflicts. There's no other country on the planet Earth that has more conflicts with other nations than Babylon, America. You see, why you think the BRICS was started? The new the new BRICS nations, they're all joining together. Why? Because they're sick of Babylon's shit. Basically, is what's motivated BRICS into manifestation. Into existence. The nations that are joining forces, becoming camaraderies, right? Whatever you want to call it. These nations that are joining into the BRICS are those same nations that are basically economically, they're saying, fuck Babylon, fuck America. We're going to do our own thing. See? And that's going to create the money here to weaken, the dollar here to crash eventually. And if you talk to economists who know, it's in a very, it's getting really close, okay? All right, so it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the sons of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time their iniquity had an end. So, this is one of Esau's chief violations, man. He's continually had his sword against the sons of Israel, or the children of Israel, in the time of our calamity, right? You just look back in history and look at how Yahweh has used Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, as the sword to come against our people throughout all history. Just sit there and think about it meditate on that for just a little while, and you know that Esau is guilty, Verse 6. Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh the Most High, I will prepare thee unto blood. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So it's basically like that term, an eye for an eye. You've shed the blood of the Israelites. You've shed the blood. You've been a nemesis to the children of Yahweh. Throughout all history. And so now Yahweh is telling you, hey, you haven't hated bloodshed. You haven't held back. So now he's telling, through the scriptures, through the prophets, he's telling Esau, hey, look, you're going to pay. You're not going to go off unscathed. You're not going to be unpunished, right? Let's get that real quick. It's in Jeremiah, I think 48:12. Let me see, Jeremiah 48:12. Oh, wait, that's not it. Let me see. So I'll give him a change this. Let's see. Thou shalt not go unpunished. All right, Jeremiah 49:12. All right, it says, I'll start at 10. It says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. his seed is spoiled, and his brethren, his neighbors, and he is not. Right? So everyone's been spoiled, meaning when you go into war and battle, and you take another nation's or another tribe's or another heritage's goods and women and all of this and that, you take over their property. That's what spoil is. All right, so that's Esau. He's done this to all these nations. He's went in and taken the spoils, taken the women, he's done all kind of wickedness, right? Things that you're not supposed to do according to the holy scriptures. So this is, you want to sit here and act like as an Edomite that you're this person who is innocent and you haven't done anything, but that's because you don't understand regeneration, reincarnation. You might say, oh well, I wasn't doing that. That was my ancestors. I didn't do that. I've never took spoils of other people that weren't mine, right? But you have to consider, because you don't consider it, but there's reincarnation is in the Bible. So when you were in your past life, you were part of this madness. You were part of this wickedness. And this is all being revealed through the Holy Spirit, through the Lord's mouth, the prophets. We have the understanding on this Holy Bible, all right? And you can sit here and try and contest with us or have a contentious spirit, which that's by nature. That's what the Lord has given you. Yahweh's given Esau, Edom a contentious spirit in all senses of the word, in all factions of the word. You're definitely a contentious spirit, so we don't expect you not to contend against this truth that we're speaking. See? But because you're guilty of all these atrocities towards the sons of Israel, the children of Israel, this is what well, let me read it. I gotta keep reading this. It says, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Part of his secret places is the scriptures. Like when we were in pagan Christianity, they weren't teaching us these things. You had a hiding place. Because your pastors, your prognosticators, your astrologists, your spiritual men, none of them were teaching us this truth. But now he's made you bare and how does he make you bare? Through his prophets, right? And everything that is covered shall be revealed in these last days, according to the scripture. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. See that? So you can't hide yourself anymore, because the Lord has his servants, the prophets, on the scene to reveal who you are, to reveal your wickedness. And actually, I should have finished that before I read this other precept that came to mind. So back to Jeremiah 49 and it says in verse 11, leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. And this is the point I was going to make. Verse 12, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. So the Israelites, if you go back to the curses in Deuteronomy 28, we weren't supposed to be judged like this. We weren't supposed to be under curses. But we have assuredly drunken, the scripture says, meaning we've drank from the curses. We've drank from the cup of the wrath of Yahweh. Right? His wrath on us has been using you heathen nations to whoop our ass through all these different empires, these different captivities that we've been in through history. Whether it be the Egyptian captivity, the Babylonian, ancient Babylonian captivity, the Persian captivity, the Esau, Edom's captivity, the Greek Roman captivity, aka, right? So Yahweh right here in Jeremiah 49:12, he's telling you, he's saying, you think you're going to go unpunished? Well, let's keep reading it. Because we've drank from the cup, the wrath of Yahweh. This has been our wrath. This has been our unrest. This has been our curse. All these nations, let me get through this verse, but precepts keep popping in my head. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, talking about the Israelites, And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Drink of what? You're going to drink of the cup of the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's why your cities are going to be made desolate, and that's why they're going to be wasted according to the scriptures. It says, verse 13, For I have sworn myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. And that's what we were reading in Ezekiel. And Basra, if you understand, is if you go into you look up Basra on Google, it's going to tell you that Basra was a cheap city in Edom. All right, so this is still talking about Edom, this Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Just so that's what we're here for, to guide you and to show you and to teach you who's who in these scriptures. All right, so let's go back to Ezekiel 35. Oh yeah, I wanted to get one more precept. This is the other precept that popped in my head. It was in 2nd Esdras. Is it 2 or 6? It's 2. No, it's 6. 6 and 58 around. It says right here, this is that cup of wrath that we've been drinking from, but now it's going to be the so-called white man's turn to drink off the cup of wrath. Right? Remember, all the heathen nations had their way with us, had their chance to rule over us, and I'm talking about you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, the Israelites. But now it's time for that movie Trading Places back in the 80s with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. If you don't, go watch that movie. And they basically are trading places, and that's what we're doing here. We're trading places, but Yahweh's manifesting his kingdom starting out with his prophets, his servants, and we're about to trade places, just like the movie. 2nd Esdras 6 and 57, it says, And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. All right? But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. Right? So the Israelites have been given into the heathen empires throughout history. Right? You go to a history class right now in America, and you'll learn about the different empires that rose and fell, which you can read about in the book of Daniel as prophecy. And and they'll tell you it lines up with secular history. All these heathen nations, they just don't tell you who the Israelites were, and they don't tell you, the mistreatment that the heathen, that word means nations. It doesn't tell you that the heathen were going to rule over us and in wickedness, and just like it says right here, devour us. And the Lord has allowed you heathen to be lords over us and devour us, right? When you think about that devouring, it's not just talking about a physical battle in the war. It's also talking about spiritually. You've devoured our people. That's why here you fast forward to Babylon, America, and you have all of our people, the so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, being devoured by all these different religions, these different false doctrines. You've indoctrinated our people to believe lies, and that's why they've been disenchanted with the scriptures. Because why? Because they're devoured as a people. The so-called Black, Latino, and Native American are devoured as a people, but you have a remnant according to the scriptures. The word remnant means remaining. You have men who are still remaining and women who are still remaining, who are aka the elect, the elect of Israel. Okay. And those people that are of the elect, guess what? They may be devoured, but guess what? They're gonna come out of this place spiritually, mentally, and eventually physically. Right now, it's a spiritual exit. We've left the ways of the heathen, if you will. You see. So let's go back to Ezekiel 35. And what was I on? Verse 6, Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, the Most High, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. So he's cutting you off. He's getting ready to cut you off, the so-called white man. His dominion is his clock is ticking, right? His rulership is ticking. World War III is the end of the rulership. That's what World War III signifies, the end of the rulership of the so-called white man on the planet Earth. All right? Verse 8, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Right, there's going to be lots of different plagues that cause men to die like this, like we're reading. You're going to have pestilence, which is diseases. You're going to have, the military battles in the Middle East, right? And lastly, they're going to have that sword, the ultimate sword, which is that nuclear missile, right? And you're going to have because there's going to be a great, what's the word to use? America is going to be like a third world country. It's going to be in chaos, very soon. It's already in chaos, but it's going to rise to levels that you've never thought that you would see in Babylon, America. All right? And that could, you can do a whole lesson on the chaos that's coming to America, but for right now, I'm just telling you, there's going to be chaos here in Babylon, America very soon. And Lord's will, it really starts to increase and pop off here with this election that's about to happen in November, right? Or next month, right? We already in, or no, let's see, we're in let's see, October. Yeah, it's next month. So we know the chaos is coming. But anyway, verse 9, I will make thee perpetual desolations, and they in thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Right? A perpetual desolation, it means it's ongoing. This place is going to be through ongoing forever, right? The scriptures refer to America after it's destroyed as going to be a monument. And a monument is like something like a memorial, something that you is set up so you remember. Because when we enter the kingdom, we're going to look at America as a monument or a memorial, and that was a wicked ass place that we were dwelling in, where we were slaves, where we were captives to our oppressors. You see, we're going to remember that place. Verse 10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh the Most High, I will do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of the hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Right? Because everybody's going to know Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. We're not going to have to teach Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, because everyone's going to know when after this trading places happens, after this World War III, after this transition happens. Nobody's going to be arguing with you about the names of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. No one's going to be arguing you, saying that everybody is going to be blessed in the kingdom. And really, people will have it better, but the blessed is going to be reserved to the Israelites, all right? Because it's our kingdom. And this is another lie that you've been fed, and it's hard for you to receive it, because you've been fed that everybody's going to have the ultimate blessings, which the ultimate blessings are going to be reserved for the Israelites. You're going to live longer. You're going to have a better life, because you're going to be you're going to be moving according to our laws, which bring forth life. Unlike right now, you're moving as a heathen. You're moving in the ways of the heathen. You're moving as you're doing all kind of shit that is not allowed in our law. You see, so that's going to cause you to live longer, because you're going to be more righteous, even though the heathen will never be as righteous as the Israelites in the kingdom. Let's keep reading. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Right, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna know who Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is. You're gonna know who his people are. You're gonna know who his, I should say, you're gonna know who his chosen people are. All right, verse 13. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I've heard them. So Yahweh, he ain't no dummy. He's heard you boasting against him. He's telling, like makes me think of that movie, the Titanic, when the dude gets out of he's getting ready to board the Titanic, and he tells the girl, I forgot her name in the movie, but he tells her, man, God himself couldn't sink this ship, because that's the attitude Esau has. He thinks he's above the Most High, And you think Yahweh hasn't heard you being a prideful, arrogant son of a bitch? Well, guess what? He's gonna remind you. That's what we're reading about. All right, verse 14. Thus saith Yahweh the Most High, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, which Idumea is the Greek word for saying Edom, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. All right. So Esau Edom rejoiced when our people fell, when our people got conquered. You were happy. All right. In the same fashion, we're going to be happy when we get our kingdom, when we get our dominion, when we get our rulership, and you're going to have no choice but to we're going to whip you into shape, like you have us in your kingdom. You got us here where we have to work daily. We still don't. With the book of Haggai talks about having bags with holes in it, right? A lot of Israelites, the majority of Israelites, don't have a lot of wealth. You might be able to get by. You might be able to take a vacation here and there, but you don't have like the wealth that we're supposed to have. The wealth that not even close to the wealth what we're going to have in the kingdom. You see. But let me go back to this just to kind of hammer home the point about what we just read. It says here in Psalm 137, it says, remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. And that word raise it means destroy it. And this is talking about them happy when we were conquered, when we were destroyed, when they took our, sacred temples and took our, basically, what is it, 70 AD, Look into the history on 70 AD if you don't know what that is. But that's what this is. These Edomites were celebrating when we fell, right? Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, again, the daughter of Babylon, a.k.a. Basra, a.k.a. Mount Seir, right? America has a lot of spiritual names in the scriptures. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, how is it going to be destroyed? By the missiles, by the World War III, by the thing I didn't even touch on is the chariots are going to be part of World War III, which are those so-called UFOs. They're also going to assist in the destruction, annihilation of Babylon, America. So let's read it again. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Right? So I'm going to stop there. I know the next verse, you Edomites won't be able to take that one. I'll read it. Verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. People don't even know this scripture is in the Bible. People are like, what does that mean? You're taking a little one and dashing them against the stone. Well, guess what? The Lord is a man of war. He's open with war. And the Edomites have destroyed our children throughout history. They used to use our children as alligator bait. They used to use them as footstools. There's accounts of in the Apocrypha where they would drop our babies off of walls of the castles, you know, because our people were trying to keep the laws. They would punish the mothers and drop the babies off the, like, they'd be like dropping a baby off like a 3-story you know, building. This is the kind of stuff that the so-called white man is guilty of, and it's all in history, and it's all documented, and it's all being revealed right now. Also, Yahweh, he's the creator. You can't hide from him. He knows all the wickedness you've done, all the you know, oppression you've put on his sons and daughters of Israel. All right, so he's gonna get your ass. All right, that's what the scriptures is saying. These are not our words. The Lord has just given us the spirit to understand and to share these words and teach them to you. All right. So, you know, paybacks is a B, as they say in the world, right? And I'm gonna, you know. So hey, I want to with that. I hope the lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yakakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, want to acknowledge all the Akim who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.